Hey everybody, it's October 25th, 2022. Campers on the truck. So you know what that means? It's time to get out and wander again. This time, I've got the bikes hooked onto the rear end here. We're gonna head down to Kentucky and go to Mammoth Cave National Park. It's supposed to be the biggest cave system in the world, and it sounds pretty exciting. They've got a bike trail there that's part of Rails and Trails. That's why we got the bikes. And there's plenty hiking to do. So off we go. Well, good morning. It's our first full day at Mammoth Cave National Park, and we have tickets to do one of the cave trails. It's called Dome and Dripstones. So we're heading there right now. Tomorrow we've already got some tickets lined up for Onyx Cave. And in between, we'll just see what happens. Had fun this morning watching the turkeys. They're still out there digging. They must find food down under the leaves. So off we go. It's about a quarter mile or maybe a little bit longer walk from the campground to get to the visitor center. So we got here, picked up our tickets, and we're a little early, so we're gonna walk around the visitor center, check it out for later. The cave tour that we took today was approximately 280 steps down, and then after that it's a rolling up and down, maybe around 500 total steps in the whole tour. It took us a couple hours to do that. The entrance that we use today was established in 1921 by a George Morrison. Cave tours had been going on already since 1816 by private tour guides, landowners in the area, and after 1921 they started to consolidate and bring it all together as a national park. In 1941, Mammoth Cave was made a national park. There is approximately 426 miles of, say, discovered trails right now down in the caves, and they are still adding on all the time. So we took a trail up to Dixon Cave, and the entrance now is closed off to public entry. Endangered Indiana and gray bats use this cave, so the park has made this off limits to any people. So this is where the river Styx emerges from the underground passages, and then it flows into the Green River. And here's where the river Styx flows out into the Green River. It's somewhat in a drought here right now, and the river level is very low. This was an old steamboat landing area where you could take steamboats from, say, Bowling Green, Kentucky, or Evansville, Indiana, and float down, land here, and spend time at Mammoth Cave. There's a lodge here at the visitor center area, and right now it's closed. They're doing a major renovation, and this is supposed to be back in operation winter of 2023. Well, it's a beautiful sunny morning today, so we took a meandering walk. We went back over the visitor center, got some refills on water, and then we got up here to where there is an old steam engine and passenger car from years gone by. From what we remember, it was the last engine and passenger car still available for viewing. The railroad line was put in from Louisville to Nashville in 1859. And in 1886, they ran a spur up here to the cave. So there's the old steam engine. There's the passenger car. Near the entrance to Mammoth Cave National Park, they've got a camp store, sandwiches, there's drinks in there. There's a few camp supplies. You can get some ice, firewood. Behind this, there's a place to get a shower. It's a paid shower. And a little further down is even a post office. There are a handful of trails between the campground and visitor center area. None of them individually are excessively long. They're fairly short, half mile to 1.5 miles. So you can stitch quite a few of them together to make some longer trails. So right now we're going to take the White Cave Trail, see what that looks like down the road here. Then we're going to get back because we do have another cave tour tonight, which is going to be a cave tour that uses gas lanterns. Looking forward to that. Well, there's the entrance to White Cave, but they do have it barred, so no entrance into White Cave. There are tens of thousands of sinkholes in south central Kentucky, where we are right now, and this particular one is called Mammoth Dome Sink. So all the water from the surrounding ridges flows down into the sinkhole. And from the top of the dome itself down to the bottom is 192 feet. So here it is at the afternoon of our third day. It's going to be close to 3:30 when we leave, and we are going to go on the Great Onyx Cave Tour. It's a lantern tour where they say that we're going to get gas lanterns to carry with us, just like in old days. Sounds exciting? Just waiting for the NPS leader to come around right now. We'll get on the bus and head to Great Onyx Cave. So we just got done with Great Onyx Cave Tour. That was a fun tour. So we did 2 tours, both of them, I'd recommend either one. There are a number of other tours that I really can't comment or rate since we only did take 2, but I would expect they're all great tours. So we are headed back now to have our dinner and finish up the night. So good night and see you tomorrow. Well, we're on our last full day at Mammoth Cave National Park, and we're going to get out and wander a bike trail today. From what I understand, it was put together with a partial rails and trails kind of deal using the Louisville and Nashville rail line. So let's go for a ride. Hey. It's called the Mammoth Cave Railroad Bike and Hike Trail. It starts up here at the park and follows down to, I think it's an area called Park City. We rode our bikes down the road down to the ferry that is out of service right now because of low water level. But it's a fairly steep grade, and at one point Dawn had her bike up to 35 miles per hour. So if you're taking that road down to the ferry, be careful of your speed. In this area along Green River, there were a number of different ferries that crossed the river, and this particular one didn't start up until 1941 by the Park Service, and it replaces one that was discontinued about a half mile downriver. So apparently this is one of the stops for the canoe, floats, kayaks. They got a couple still sitting up there. And over here, it's a steep drop down to the river, and they have these rollers. I'm really wondering whether you just hop into your canoe up here and shoot down that into the river. Man, that would be one heck of a ride. Well, we got our bike ride done today, and I thought it was a rails to trails because that's sort of how it was monikered. But if I would have read the description, I would have realized it wasn't a rails, true rails to trails, because those are flat, smooth, easy to ride. There's number of areas that are rocky, some are gravelly, and there's a lot of hard packed also. So just be aware. And going out from the campground toward Park City, of course, you're going downhill all the way. So back uphill is going to be a little more difficult. So know your abilities to actually do that trail. We didn't do the whole thing. We broke it up. And now we're back to camp, relaxing, and we're gonna have dinner shortly. Well, good morning from our departure day from Mammoth Cave National Park. We've had a great time here. It's a beautiful morning, so it'll be a nice drive home. And we're all packed up, ready to put the camper all back together, and away we go. So don't forget, if you ever get a chance, get out and wander. See ya.